Hey, on Be Something Wonderful, I am my only reality, how my assumptions unfolded in 3D. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Here we are back in the Plaza de Armas in the center of Cusco here. Beautiful morning, brisk morning. I've got the cathedral right in front of me here. Beautiful music was playing. It couldn't be more perfect to share this powerful video with you. I had a session yesterday with this client, ongoing client. Now, this is about a specific person, but it's really about manifesting anything. Her insights and what happened with her are big, and I'm going to unpack this, and I'm going to also go over the process that she used. But I first want to start with this. This is how our session started. She said, Tom, I really get it now. When you say, and other spiritual teachers say, God is too big to miss, and that there's only God. There's only, in other words, she got it, that there's only what I assume, only what I believe, only what I declare, only what I claim as reality. There's only what you assume, believe, declare, and claim as reality. She really got this. This is just so much bigger than my engagement. Now, she got engaged. and this is something that wasn't happening, right, in her experience. And I'm going to talk to you about how she got there, but think of the background here as we're talking, right? She thinks it's so much bigger to her now than a specific person, than an engagement, or an SP or anything else that you believe is out there. This was her point, right, that we talked about. It's so much bigger than an engagement or any other desire, a house, a money, a promotion, whatever it is that you believe is outside of you, that you believe is out there. It's all about your inner reality, that metaphysical mold, we talked about that spiritual prototype that you prepare within that must unfold and become seen and perceived in 3D reality. It's all about that. So let's talk about it. So this is what she said in the session. Tom, I waited on our next session as I worked through some crazy conditions in 3D. And I didn't even, I said, don't even talk about them. We don't even need to hear them. She just worked through them. Well, just as we talked about, I returned over and over again to my scene of my best friend hugging me and saying, I'm so happy for you. It was so surreal. The scene was almost exactly as I imagined. When I gave her the news, she hugged me and said, I'm so excited, I knew it. Hear this. So here's the thing. Engagement with her SP wasn't happening. Was that for whatever reason, she wasn't that version of her yet that was engaged to her SP. But she took a simple scene. This is from the teachings of Neville, Goddard. A simple scene, and imagined her best friend hugging her and saying to her, I'm so happy for you. Even as 3D conditions got crazy, even as things were looking opposite of what she wanted, opposite of that engagement, she returned to that scene or that slide or that mental image, right? And sometimes she said it wasn't even an image. It was just, I moved back to the assumption that my best friend is hugging me and congratulating me. Hear the power in this, right? And it was surreal. I mean, think of this. She hugged it and said, I'm so excited, I knew it. Almost exactly what she imagined. Pretty much there. This is big. And so we talked about returning to that scene, right? No matter what the conditions are showing you, and keep it a simple scene, as Neville Goddard says. Someone congratulating you. Put yourself in the scene. Don't look at it as a movie. Don't watch yourself being congratulated. Feel yourself being congratulated. Feel the conviction of your best friend, in her example, of her best friend hugging her and saying, I'm so happy for you. This is what she did, right? This demonstrates the power of a simple imaginal scene, as Neville Goddard talks about. Condense it into a simple scene, right, that you can repeat over and over again, that you can imagine, where you put yourself in the action, see through your imaginal eyes, hear through your imaginal, see through your imaginal eyes, hear through your imaginal ears. Not eyes here, guys, ears. So see through your imaginal eyes and hear through your imaginal ears. Remember, the power is in what the imaginal act implies, your wish fulfilled in 3D reality. That's all. The power is not in the specifics of the scene. The power is in your conviction in that scene. The power is putting yourself in that action. The power is in the simplicity of seeing this scene play out in your imaginal world, right? Creating that prototype, creating that spiritual mold that must play out in 3D reality. You create a spiritual prototype, the unseen reality, the metaphysical mold that must unfold in the physical seen world. She gets it. And she just has fun. And it's almost not even about the engagement anymore. Look, of course she wants to be engaged. Of course she's happy, right? It's not about time. It's about intensity and frequency. We got over that time. She transcended time. She was thinking about time when we were first talking. Months have gone by, almost a year. Intensity and frequency of returning to that state, that new version of you, right? That scene in the Magical Act is the only reality, even as she was in the midst of crazy 3D conditions. So powerful. This is what Neville says. This is so big. Knowing your own wonderful human imagination is the one and only cause of your life. Conceive a scene which, if true, would imply the fulfillment of your goal. Do not allow yourself to observe the action, but put yourself in the center of the scene and allow your friends to congratulate you on your good fortune. This is what she did. She put herself in the center of that scene. She played that slide, that frame over and over again. And she just, even as 3D conditions got crazy, she said, I really wasn't up to imagining. I just went back to my assumption that I'm getting congratulated, that my best friend is hugging me and that I'm getting engaged, right? Your assumptions are your only reality. Jackie is hugging me. This is the client's conclusions here. Your assumption is your only reality. She goes, and Jackie is hugging me and congratulating me, just as excited as I am. So do you hear it? Her best friend, she's imagining her best friend just as excited as she is, right? It wasn't always an image, right? Sometimes it was just an assumption as she worked through and returned to that image, that slide, that assumption, even while those crazy conditions played out. So powerful. She didn't drop the assumption in the scene. Hear this. She didn't drop the assumption in the scene. That was in the back of her mind. That was there, right? That slide was already created within her, right? She dropped the doubt in the excess importance. This is what she would say. I use inflated importance. She called it excess, but this is from some of the videos that I've talked about. She dropped the inflated, the excess importance. She walked in the confidence that the assumption in the scene is of God, right? God is too big to miss. Do you hear it? She's really, really taking a stand in the conviction that when she imagines something, when she assumes something, that's God imagining something. That's God assuming something, and it must be. Right? Wow. Reminded herself of the John Wheeler quote, there is no out there, which I've used in many videos. She goes, I know it's all within me, all within my imagination, all within the God in me. It's all me and my assumptions in my imagination. That's what she said. It's all happening right now within you. It's not about linear time. It's about awareness, focus, and attention. Hear this. It's not about linear time. It's about awareness, focus, and attention. Awareness, focus, and attention. Awareness of your assumption being there. Focusing on it. Put your attention on it equals intensity. Do you get it? Equals the intensity of that scene. Equals the intensity of that conviction. Awareness, focus, and attention. That's powerful. So she persisted through doubt and crazy 3D conditions and returned to her assumption and knowing. And this is what Neville says, it is the frequency, the habitual occupancy that is the secret of success. The secret of success, the frequency, going back, occupying that state. It's the frequency, not the length of time, that makes it natural. That to which you constantly return constitutes your truest self. Here's a big thing that she realized. That she goes, I get it. Reality is natural. She just felt natural about this now. It was her natural version of herself. She felt natural that her friend Jackie was going to hug her and congratulate her. She felt it was already done within. It was natural to her. Her assumption, her magical act is conviction. The feeling of fulfillment. There's no other reality but your conviction. Wow, that's powerful. And guys, I just want to say, this is really what the conclusion she got. There really isn't anything out there. And she started laughing. Tom, there really isn't anything out there. She's just having so much fun with this. It's going beyond this engagement, right? She knows herself now as source. When you have found the cause of the phenomena of your life, let every other belief go. Neville Goddard. I'm going to hear it again. One of my favorite, most powerful quotes by Neville. When you have found the cause of the phenomena of your life, let every other belief go. That's what we're talking about. I am the only reality, how my assumption unfolded in 3D, in the 3D world. So powerful. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for joining me on this gorgeous, unbelievable morning in Cusco, Peru, in the Plaza de Armas. More content coming. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for joining our membership channel. There's a link below. Thank you for these coaching sessions are going through the roof. Thank you for trusting me and co-creating with me, leveling up with me in your sessions. I love it. Thank you for just being here. Thank you for we have a Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. You can also join us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, or just go to our website anytime at tomkearin.com or besomethingwonderful.com. Creators, we're great love, we're great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin with Be Something Wonderful, coming to you from Cusco, Peru, in the Plaza de Armas. Until next time, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, we'll see you soon.